Welcome, everybody. It's another lovely evening. This is our weekly market review as it is. All right, so we're just going to take a few minutes to, load up and wait for some of the rest of our folks to join in. All right, it's the first Sunday in the month of September, and it's been an amazing one so far. In the meantime, while we wait for the rest of our folks to join us, please enjoy some solemn Makosa praise in the background, all right, while we await the rest of our members to join us.
I love you, mighty Jehovah. I love you, mighty God. I get the melody, oh. I love you, mighty God. See the way you love me, oh. Your blessing for my life, Baba. I love you, mighty God. I have come to say, I love you, mighty Jehovah.
All right, guys. Good evening. Welcome. Yeah, I think we're good to go. We're good to go. So, welcome everybody. It's another amazing session tonight, and this is the point, or this is the platform where we talk about what to expect from the financial markets in the coming weeks. All right. Currently, this is week 37. All right, week 37 in the month. We've got just about 15 more weeks to go to the end of the year, thereabouts, on average. All right, so let's get right into it. As usual, we know that the way we work this is to usually start with the indices, all right, and then from the indices we formulate some biases that become beneficial on the overall scheme of things. So we're going to be starting with the first index, which is the AXY Australian Dollar Index. All right, Australian Dollar Index, weekly time frame, still respecting our analysis. Currently, as you can see, this arrow was actually marked off of this gap. All right, this gap is, we marked off this gap. All right, and currently we can see market reacting to that particular gap. All right, however, from the daily time frame, it doesn't seem like price has a lot more to do. Okay, so this is the zone that I'm watching at the moment. I have a bit of a zone inside a zone kind of situation somewhere down here, all right? Somewhere down there. Okay, so I just want to see price get there, and then I can be able to study the reaction and understand what to expect from that reaction. All right, whether it's going to be something that is interesting to trade or not. So on AXY, I think we can still see price dip a little bit lower, or at least till it gets to that particular order block. All right, it gets to that particular order block. Okay, give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm trying to document this. All right, so that's for AXY. All right, up next we go to CXY, which is the Canadian dollar index. All right, CXY. Currently, you can see CXY has gotten to our POI. We talked about CXY reacting from this point. All right, and as you can see, it has played out perfectly well. All right, from this other block at the top here, which was about many weeks ago. All right, August. All right. So currently, I think it's safe to assume that CXY, the Canadian dollar, will be gaining some strength this new week. All right, we can expect some strength from this Canadian dollar. All right. However, I think it will be important to first of all wait to see, price break above this zone here, the POI zone. All right, because that's a breaker block, and it could come in handy. All right, on the larger scale, or from the larger scope of things. Okay, so Canadian dollar CXY, we're expecting bullish, but that's until after the break of the POI. All right, so that's what will confirm that direction. Quickly, BXY, which is the pound index. Pound has been a bit problematic for me. Pound has been a bit problematic for me because I was hoping it was going to react directly from here. But nonetheless, the fact that it hasn't reacted so far means that we have a final opportunity down here. All right, in order for pound, all right, to regain its strength. Okay, and as you can see, we are already at that point. You can see I was expecting price to go bullish from here, but it didn't happen. Right, I was waiting for a break of structure here so that we could retest and keep going. It didn't happen. So currently, I think if this POI fails, all right, if that POI on BXY fails, it can be safe to assume that the pound index is headed all the way down. All right, how far down? Let's check. Okay, maybe not that much, but let's see. Perhaps this far, all right, or using my favorite technique, all right, using my favorite technique to check how far, this might go. Let me remove this so it doesn't become confusing. So as you can see, we have, all right, that's our first option. All right, for zones where this might react from, all right, second option, all right, and then third, which is probably quite unlikely at that where we are at the moment, all right, but this is the Forex market and nothing is absolutely possible. So we're just going to wait to see how this plays out, all right. We have all our chips loaded, all right, locked and loaded, and we just want to see what becomes of that price action. We just want to see what becomes of that price action. Sorry, let me do this on the weekly. All right, so this corresponds to, first level that we're looking at or expecting a reaction from. In the case that, something happens and price breaks below that POI, which I am strongly praying against. All right, I'm really, really praying against it. But like I said, this is the forex market. Anything can happen. Please let me quickly say this. All right, please remember that these are desperate times. All right, and desperate times call for desperate measures. Okay, I'm saying this because I need you to understand that in times like this, where almost half or 70% of the world leaders or the world's largest economies are currently going through recession. All right, it means that institutions are becoming way more desperate, investors are becoming way more desperate. All right, the market makers are becoming way more desperate. All right, so you can begin to see moves that are completely unprecedented, that you are not even prepared for, that are not even supposed to happen. All right, you can begin to see very weird movements in the market. All right, and that's because these are desperate times and it calls for desperate measures, because at whatever expense, all right, at whatever cost, these market makers or these institutions, they are destined to make profit. They are created to make profit. All right, and they don't care who gets injured in the process. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this to beg you guys to exercise not just caution, all right, but exercise discipline in your trades, all right, because caution and discipline are two different things. And I believe strongly that, when it comes to trading the financial markets profitably, most times what you need is discipline, not caution, all right, because caution will make you sit on your hands and not trade, all right, not do anything because you are scared, all right, whereas discipline will say, do it, all right, but do it properly, all right, trade, but ensure that your risk management is in place, all right, so that even if you have to take a loss, all right, it will only be a learning experience for you, all right. So I think that concludes my short TED talk, all right. So that's BXY for you. Pound index, we're expecting some movement, not too much, all right, but that's what it is, okay. So let's go back to DXY, which is the man of the moment, all right. DXY, the man we have all been waiting for. DXY has just been on a heck of a rampage, all right. It's been absolute bonkers. Okay, but nonetheless, I have a contingency plan for what DXY is doing at the moment, and I'm going to tell you guys what that is. Okay. First of all, you must understand that what we call what's this now? How do I describe this? What we call this movement, all right, at this point, you must understand that the financial institutions, they are trying to scare traders, all right, small traders out of the market by all means, all right, and at all costs. And this is where we begin to know pro traders from people who are trading because, their mentor told them, when you see this, click this. All right. When you see moving average, buy. When you see stop loss, sell. I don't know if that makes sense, but I hope nobody's teaching that out there, though. All right. So let's see. Let's see. If you're attending a trading academy where they tell you when you see stop loss, sell, please run. Please run. Never look back. Just run. All right. Just pull up a jack, reach out and then. All right. All right. So let's see. Currently, you can see that I've dissected this overall downward move into portions. All right. And you know that when I trade with the Fibonacci, there are two sweet spots that I'm watching out for. All right. We have 882. We have the 764. But quickly, let's go to the line chart and see just how this plays out. You can see that according to my friend over here, all right, this is a pivot zone, all right, which is why even once again this week I am still going to be holding my bias of a weakening dollar. Sorry, let me plot that there. Because like Yoruba people say, all right, which is my tribe, Yoruba people say, "Eleni luma last," all right, and that's what we're doing here, all right. We stay here, all right. I don't want to say we die here because we have a mystery of immortality. So let's be more reasonable. So stay here, all right. So these are the two zones that I'm watching out for. I want to see what price does when it gets to these zones, all right. Many traders out there may not be able to still continue anticipating a sell on the dollar, all right. But that's just the whole narrative. Gets people frustrated so much that they consider this a break of structure, all right. They consider this a break of structure, and then they expect that, all right, price comes. Even if it's going to come down, it won't go down far. It's just going to come maybe somewhere like this and start going up. Maybe it's just going to come somewhere like this and start going up. Very fine. Right? But for me, I think that my bearish bias is still very solid. All right. I don't have a cause to alter that bias at the moment. All right. There's no real solid reason why I should right now. Okay. And that's why I'm still going to be holding on to that bias. All right. So that bias, I'm still going to be keeping that bias in mind. All right. So let's see what becomes of this current resistance zone. Okay. I have high hopes on it. All right. And I'm sure that it will not disappoint. What does that mean? Long story short, DXY should be bearish. We're expecting some weakness in the dollar. Because at this point, I think many of the financial heavyweights, all right, they've overextended themselves by pushing the dollar higher and higher at every point, at every resistance, all right. They've kept pushing it higher and higher. And that can only lead to one thing. It's either it leads to inflation or it even worsens the current state of the recession, all right. So I think that's just about it, all right. That's what you want to look into. And then from there, you can be able to understand what you want to trade, all right. That's DXY. Let's quickly go to EXY, which is the Euro Commodity Index. All right, Euro. As you can see, yep. Euro attempted breaking my heart. That was last week. All right, got to my POI, reacted just a little bit. Didn't really give me the break of structure I needed. All right, came back down. Okay, however, let's quickly look at it. Yoruba people, we say ejeka foju sunuku. All right, so let us use sunuku eyes to look at it. Okay, so currently you can see that we do not really have any meaningful pivots at the moment, because currently you can see that this bearish reaction actually occurred at a pivot. All right, and then coupled with the fundamental factors of gas scarcity, hiking gas prices, and a whole lot of other stuff going on in Europe at the moment. All right, like I said, most of the world's global market, all right, or let me say most of the world's economic heavyweights, all right, they are feeling the brunt of a financial crisis. Everyone is having one experience of a recession or the other, all right, and that's the entire picture in the market at the moment. So Euro is not having it funny, all right. So currently, what do we see happening to the Euro? I think there's a big chance that the Euro continues lower, all right. There's a very, very, very big chance that it continues lower, right? However, before I put all of my eggs in that basket, I think I want to be able to all right, at least be realistic about that. Okay, let's see what price chooses to do around that point. Okay, so peradventure we might get a more sustainable reaction, but trust me, price breaks that zone, run. All right, Euro versus anything, sell. Anything versus Euro, buy. I'm not saying that as a financial advice though. Like somebody would say, use your head. Okay, so I think that's the zone we're watching out for. If price breaks out of that zone, it will be safe to expect price coming as far as here. And remember, this is the daily time frame, which means that on other commodities or on other currencies, this is going to be some kind of massive moves. All right. So that said, all right, let's move on to the JPY basket, which is one of my favorites. All right, I love JPY a whole lot. Anything versus JPY is paid for me. All right, it's just there for me. Okay, so this is JPY basket. I think I still hold my bullish bias. All right, I believe that I still have that bullish bias. This is the daily time frame. Price has refused to react from this other block, and that leaves me with this as the most viable option, all right, or as the most meaningful choice. All right, so at this point, I think what we're looking at is price doing the change on chain, all right, and that means that we are expecting some reaction from this zone, all right. Right, at least some reaction from this zone all the way to the Chinchon Yin. All right, so when it gets there, I will let you know, and we can start to pontificate for some interesting movements in the market. If you are liking my drama this night and all of the vibe this night, let me just drop an emoji in the comment section. Let me know that you guys are entertained. Or are you not entertained? In these desperate times that the pressure is getting worse, are you not entertained? All right, beautiful. Thanks, guys. I'm in a very good mood because it's my wife's birthday in a bit. All right, so it's been a lovely atmosphere in my mind, in my chest. All right, so I'm just chilling here with you guys. All right, so JPY basket. That's it. Okay, so. Let's get into the real business of the day. Thank you so much, guys. We're going to be starting with the usual, all right, the majors. We're just going to be looking at them and then, let's see what happens over there. GBPUSD, next target. All right, GBPUSD has disappointed me quite a bit, all right. I'm not angry, but I'm offended. So as you can see, I already have the level that I'm watching out for, GBPUSD for reaction, which is somewhere around there. It's on the daily time frame, so it could take a while before price gets there. And at the same time, let me look at this from the weekly so you see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so on the weekly time frame, you can see that we've come all the way back into this other block region. All right, and let me mark that out. Okay, so what that means is I'll quickly do this on the daily time frame so that this becomes easier. I'll just take off that and let's do this instead. Okay. All right, so coming closer, I think, yes. Okay, so I think we can expect a reaction from that line that I've drawn, all right, which means GU might still want to go a bit lower, all right, just a tad lower than where it is at the moment, all right, possibly, okay, before we get a reaction from inside this POI. However, remember that we are inside the weekly order block already. All right, we're already inside the weekly order block, and a lot could go wrong here. All right, we could just get some spring. All right, if there's a commercial bank that is crazy enough to believe that the pound is going to get stronger, all right, they could do that. Remember, on BXY, we're already seeing some signs of strength, and on the DXY, we're already seeing signs of weakness. So what does that mean for us? I think I can simply do this. All right, simply do this. Put down the other block even further. All right, and then, yep. Okay, so what would I be expecting? The answer to that is pretty simple. Yep. So probably something along this line would make a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. Okay. So I want to see price tap into this place. All right, a little bit lower probably. All right. Yeah, a bit lower, and then we can talk about breaking above this high. All right, price breaks above this high, comes back for a retest, most likely into the other block region. All right, and then we can bounce. Okay, let me check this out. Oh, yes. That's perfect. All right, so that's the expectation, GBPUSD, which means that our entry should be, let me zoom this a bit. All right, our entry should be anywhere between 1.14942, all right, and 1.14559. All right, for the buy. All right. However, on the contrary, if we do not get that breakout, all right, that breakout, the retest, and the whole complete package, all right, it will be safe to take a sell. It's safe to take a sell from the retest of maybe this other block, all right, and then go a bit lower. Okay, but I'm quite certain that there's going to be a trap here. All right, they're going to try to trap a lot of people with this low, all right, on the basis of this low, all right. They're most likely going to make it look like, oh, price broke below this point, okay. So everybody comes here expecting a sell, and it breaks above here, right, breaks above this high as well, all right, and then they leave dumbfounded. The liquidity for that order block has been gathered over the last several weeks. Over the last plenty weeks, for that matter. All right, so if I show you that on the daily, you'd understand what I mean. All right, you can see that there have been several areas where equal lows refused to hold. All right, equal lows refused to hold again and again and again. All right, and even if you check this area here. All right, if you check this area here, you see that this is a week that didn't test into the other block. All right, it tried coming lower but didn't get to the other block. We've had the imbalance, price has filled the imbalance, and virtually almost all the other criteria have been fulfilled. All right, so I think it's safe to expect a buy from there. However, if price GBPUSD breaks below that point, all right, it will be safe to just get all these guys that do birthday surprises and all. Just get them to do you don't need to understand what that means, all right? But just ask them to play that tune. Because if that happens, we're going all the way down. All right, at least to this point here that you can see here. All right, 1.11370. All right, so that's basically it. All right, so that's GU for you. All right, Mr. Okay, don't laugh too much. You know you are our usher. Don't let them steal offering while you are laughing. All right, so Euro USD. All right, this is Euro USD. All right, let me quickly clear all these jargons so that we can see the market clearly. All right, let's do it on the weekly. Remember, we said that Euro is still having signs of weakness, all right? And that weakness is quite strong because, as you can see, it's like even the Euro is confused about what to do next. All right, but let's try to see if we can be merciful enough to assist the Euro. All right, let me do this. Okay. All right, so I think we can look at this zone, all right, as a pivot. Okay, maybe this too. All right, but this is on the monthly time frame, which means that if the Euro USD ever has reason to come this low, which means that if Euro USD ever has reason to come this low, then man, it's gonna be a sweet one, all right, because we'll be able to ride that move all the way to the top. All right, we'll be able to just climb with the market based on what I have seen right here, right now. Okay, so let's quickly pontificate a few more possibilities. Nah, that doesn't cut it. Okay, I think that's about it. This is on the monthly time frame. So let's go to the weekly. Euro USD, I think we still have room for more sliding to the downside. All right, maybe not much. All right, but at least good enough to cash in on. Okay, we've marked out those zones. Please and please remember, it's a new month. All right, there's really at this point there is really no need to worry. All right, at this point, opportunities will come. They will present themselves. All right, but when they come, they need to meet your account alive. All right. These opportunities that are coming, when they come, it's important that your account is still alive by that time, all right, so that you can trade them. Okay, don't lose all of your account trying to get in on one single move, all right, so much that at the end of the day, when your opportunity presents itself, your account is no longer in existence. All right, so guys, don't trade like that. All right, you are not JB, you are not Omolokwe. Be yourself, be real. All right, be real. So first point of call, let's see what happens here. All right, I am not very positive about this zone because, as you can see, no break of structure, nothing. So but however, I think this might want to act as a strong demand zone, all right, because of all of the taps that we've seen right around there. All right, but nonetheless, I think it's still safe to believe or to assume that Euro USD is still heading lower. All right, so my advice to you, my candid advice to you on Euro USD, look for sales, all right, at least till it gets into our anticipated zone. All right, and let me see what's going on. I think this is loading. All right, so till it gets to our anticipated zone, which is somewhere here, 0.9. What's going on? Sorry, let me go back to Euro USD. All right, so till we come back to maybe somewhere around here, 0.98681. All right. All right, so that's for Euro USD. All right. Up next, let's quickly look at AUD USD. All right, so let me quickly say this. All right, some of you are so hell-bent on being day traders, all right, or scalpers or intraday traders that you miss out in the fun of being a trader, right? You miss out on the fun, and that's one really painful thing that hurts me about, when I see the way certain people trade. Okay, you spend the whole week seated behind the chart trying to just see something play out. All right, you're always there just waiting for an opportunity, whereas you need to understand that one simple trading setup, all right, just one setup can change your life. And I mean that literally. All right, just one setup. Okay, I have friends who only trade based on the monthly time frame. I have friends who only trade based on the weekly time frame. All right, all of their major analysis is from the weekly and monthly time frames. All right, so they only do top-down analysis to get entries on time frames like 15 minutes, 1 hour. All right, so if it takes them 4 weeks of waiting to how price get to that, in order for price to get to that zone, all right, they are not in a hurry. They just chill and allow price to do what it does best, to move. All right, and that's what I want you guys to understand. All right, because I see many people reach out to me, oh, they want to learn my strategy and all of that, and then while I'm trying to raise them to be, swing traders or, at least day traders that catch meaningful moves in the market, all right? Not all these 10 pips signals that people give every week, all right? Meaningful moves. They look at me like I'm the enemy, all right? Like I'm in bed with the brokers and I'm trying to get them to lose their money. That's not what's happening, fam. I want you guys to understand that the market is wired to reward the patient with the money of those who are in a hurry. All right, the way the market is structured, it takes money from the greedy, takes money from the impatient, takes money from the overconfident, all right, and hands it over to that patient and disciplined trader. All right, so if you are that patient and disciplined trader, you will definitely inherit the Gentiles. All right, and Gentiles in this case refers to, people who are already eating their account money. All right, people who are eating cows, as literally as that is. Okay, so let's quickly look at that other block on the daily time frame. Let's see if there's anything we can do to better improve our chances. Exactly. So at this point, if you have a commodity that you would like me to take a look at, all right, or to analyze for you, kindly drop it in the comment section, all right, or in the chat box, and it will be addressed ASAP. All right. Okay, beautiful. GBPJPY, I see that. All right, we'll look into that in due time. GBPUSD, EURUSD, we've looked at that. All right. I think you came late. We already looked at GBPUSD and EURUSD. NZD-USD, we'll look at that as price moves. All right. Let's see how this goes. Okay, so let's go back to here. Somebody's asking me to analyze EURCAD. Pope, please check what you type, though, if it is correct. You're asking me to analyze EURCAD. I'm a married man, I cannot analyze EURCAD. Thank you. So please type something that I can analyze. All right, guys. That was just on a light note. Pope, please check what you... Okay, EURCAD, beautiful. All right. I was worried now. How will you tell me to analyze EURCAD? I'm not into that, please. I don't do that here. All right, so currently we're seeing that price is approaching a solid order block on the daily time frame. All right, this is it here. All right, we can see we've had the liquidity grab, we've had the break of structure right over here. All right, we've had a QML kind of pattern, which means that somewhere around the bottom, this move should be terminating. All right, so what are we expecting from this right here? All right, I think it would be safe to put my eggs inside this basket. All right, this basket that is showing over here. Okay, so let's go to the 4 hours time frame. right, beautiful. So refine it maybe a little bit more. Okay, so for AUD/USD, EURUSD and GBPUSD, I think you came late as well. We just concluded, we just finished EURUSD and GBPUSD right now. GBPUSD, EURUSD, AUD/USD is the one we're on right now. But I'll just go back to the chart, all right, so that you can probably take a screenshot. But also relax, all right. During the week, we also give notifications when these setups are right, all right. We let you know that, okay, this is the setup, it's gotten here, and then it's time to trade, all right. So don't be in a hurry too much, all right. But we'll just look at the charts briefly once we're done with this. Okay, so this is it, all right. We're looking at, let me see. All right, let me show you what the daily is looking like, all right, so you understand what I'm saying. You can see all of that, all right, and then there is this. Do you get it now, Mr. Timdokwe? Sorry, it was Mr. Goke that asked that question. Do you get it now? Awesome. So that's what we're looking at, all right. But for the sake of the Gentiles, let me quickly remove that, all right, so that questions will not kill me during this session. All right, so that's it. So that's why my bias is like that, all right, on AUD/USD. And coupled with the fact that we're expecting the dollar to get weaker. However, let me quickly add this warning, all right. When we checked AXY, all right, remember when we looked at AXY, there was something we saw on AXY. All right, we saw that AXY is likely still going to come down here, all right. So AUD/USD might not begin to spring to the top right away, all right. It might not give that move instantly and just spike higher, all right. However, if you're patient enough and you wait to see solid confirmations, this place or this point should deliver, all right. What price point is that? Let's quickly check it. Then we're talking about this point, all right, 0.67073, all right, and 0.66810. Somewhere in between that space, we're expecting a reaction, all right. So let's quickly check back to GU and EU. Okay, for EURUSD, we talked about waiting to see price coming to these areas that I drew, all right, this line that I drew and this zone, all right, based on what we saw on the monthly time frame, which was why I advised that we might still see EURUSD drop maybe a bit lower because there's even still an ongoing crisis, all right, in Europe, all right. Things are expensive, gas is scarce, all right, and there's a lot of complaint in that regard, okay. So as you can see, somewhere between this zone was what I gave us, all right. So the price gets to this zone, you get a reaction, all right. The kind of reaction we wait for, you get your entry schematics, all right, and then you can ride to the moon, okay. But until then, it's safe to assume that EURUSD is still bearish, all right. Let's go to GU quickly. So like I said regarding GU is currently inside an order block from the weekly time frame, all right. And I talked about the fact that what we're waiting for right now is just a movement that is solid enough, all right, so that we can anticipate this kind of a reaction, all right. Tap into this other block, break structure, all right, break above this high, break the trend line, come back for a retest, all right. The trend line, the other block, and then we can bounce all the way to this point, maybe come back lower to, help people out, all right, and then create a new entry. So that's GBPUSD. That's GBPUSD. The zones we're working out for, let me see, the areas we're looking at for GU is 1.14942 and 1.14559, right? Somewhere between that zone, we're hoping to get some interesting market reactions, all right? So we've also done AUD/USD. So let's quickly go into some of the other requests that you guys have had in the group. All right, so here we have GBPJPY, all right, GBPJPY. Let's look at that quickly. All right, how many of you remember this setup? How many people remember this setup that I gave, GBPJPY? If you remember, just drop an emoji in the chat box. Okay, it seems that many of you guys don't remember this setup. Let me explain. I think this setup was given some weeks ago, 17th of August, all right? And I'm not holding this currently, all right? I'm not holding this on my left trading account, okay? However, this is still here because I want to be able to keep track of this analysis, all right, and this forecast, and show you guys that, you know, when it comes to trading, all right, you really can be accurate, all right, as an expert, all right? As an expert trader, accuracy is not impossible. It is achievable, it is possible. You just have to put the work in, all right? So currently, I think what I'm seeing for GU, let me see. Let me see what I am seeing. Okay, let me remove it. Okay, sorry, this is GJ. All right, let me see. All right, GBPJPY is currently at this point. All right. All right, so this is GJ. Okay. We've had this tiny bit of break of structure. All right, break of structure, break of trend line already happened. Let's go to the 1 hour so I can show you guys clearly. Okay, so you can see we've broken above that high. We've come for a test into this other block. Okay. All right, so at this point, I think it is safe to assume that this is GBPJPY. If JPY is bullish, it means commodities should sell against it. If a commodity is placed against JPY, which is bullish, all right, it means that that commodity should lose strength, all right, or at least not be as strong as it should be. All right. However, we can see that this is what GBPJPY is looking like at the moment. For those who missed the JPY basket, let me quickly show them. This was the analysis on JPY basket. Okay, it's currently reacting from this zone. There are chances that it retests that zone and bounces up because it hasn't even gotten to the actual block that I'm looking for. All right, somewhere inside this block. All right, so it could still dip a little bit lower. All right, so let's go back to GBPJPY. GBP is expected to be bullish. JPY is expected to be bullish, but I think based on what I'm seeing here, all right, we may get to have a classic movement like this. Permit me to draw it like that first, all right, so that I can sort it out later. All right, so I think this could be it. All right, we get that bounce to test into that trend line for the third time, all right, and then from there we can see the bearish continuation of GJ, all right. However, the reason why I'm working with that bias, all right, is because the overall flow currently is quite bearish, all right. Let me go to the daily time frame so you see that clearly. The overall flow is bearish, all right. We've broken structure here. We've created new high, all right, lower high here, right? So it only makes sense that we come here to create a lower low, all right, maybe somewhere around here, all right, to create a lower low. And then peradventure, we can start considering the possibilities of a new high, all right? I think that this is fairly possible, at least based on what the overall trend currently is, right? You know me, I don't give you trading setups that I don't believe in, right? Worst case scenario, GJ comes back into this zone, all right, which would for me be the best trading opportunity, all right? That for me would be the best trading opportunity because my people that know me know that as far as I'm concerned, that zone is a Q zone, all right? It's a very sweet spot for me. All right, price comes back into that zone. The moving average is there as a resistance, taps into it, and then I just close my eyes and put all my eggs in that basket. All right, but that will be after I have boiled them first. All right. All right, Mr. Kilo, what you want to learn, all right, a lot of people have reached out to me that they want to understand how to interpret news events. So I'm going to give you two options, all right? During the week, I'm going to try to record a short YouTube video on, fundamental analysis, all right? However, I think that understanding how to interpret news events is not as important as knowing how to position yourself before the news, all right? Knowing how to position yourself before the news. For example, there was card news, all right? Last week, I think it was on Friday, all right? That news alone gave me some very sweet trading opportunities that I was able to capitalize on, all right, and scrape off some points off the market, okay? So that is what you want to be able to do, all right? So if you're interested, I'll drop the YouTube video during the week, all right? The video about pivot levels. Of course, my students already got that. It's an interesting context, all right? It's an interesting subject. Which is why, I like the fact that you guys are asking questions, all right? But I think that one of the best ways to help yourselves, all right, is to be among the last set of people that I am going to be training myself, all right? I've been generous enough to open up a slot for just 5 persons to learn from me, all right, before I go for my long vacation from work, all right, at least for the next 1 to 2 months. I'm not sure I will be teaching anybody one-on-one, all right? It's just $50, 90% discount on the course, all right? Just so that I can train the last 5 set of people and then, we can wrap up for the month or for the year, all right? So definitely we're going to be working towards that, okay? And we're definitely going to be working towards that. So Mr. Kilo, please, watch out for the video, all right, if you're still here. All right, I think he left already. That's interesting. All right, we'll get to that later. Okay, so the next thing we want to simply just quickly get to, all right, I think we've finished with GBPJPY. All right, the next commodity here is NZD-USD. All right, NZD-USD, if you look at it from the weekly time frame, you see that this is really huge order block. All right, we've had liquidity grab over here. All right, we've seen some interesting moves in the market. All right, it's currently at it's approaching 50% of that zone. All right, of that order block. All right, and remember, like I said, DXY has already been overextended. Right, DXY has already been overextended. So there's every possibility that, this week we get to see the downfall of the dollar. All right. So it's to be expected, it's to be anticipated. It's something that I am really excited about. It's something that I'm waiting to see. All right. Because it's the only time that I am permitted to rejoice at the downfall of something. All right. So let's see. Dollar falls and then it makes money for me. All right, so we've seen the break of structure here. All right, structure broken. All right, we've seen. So currently we're just waiting to have this so that we can shoot. All right, as you can see, we already have this here. Okay, which makes this the manipulation, and then this will be the major retest, and then we can move higher into where we are supposed to be. All right, so that's NZD-USD. All right, want to see how that plays out during the week. However, our POI, or point of interest, our point of interest is between 0.60666, all right, and 0.60510. All right, so that's the zone we're watching for our entry on NZD-USD. Okay, the next one, gold, all right, XAUUSD. All right, gold, as you can see, gold gave reaction, but it wasn't from where I was expecting it to. All right, the reaction it gave at the zone I was expecting was quite small, quite discouraging. All right, but nonetheless, we can see that it is still a reaction inside this last area here. All right, let me remove this so you see what I'm talking about. Okay. All right, so you can see this is 882 on the daily time frame. So let's quickly go to the 4 hours time frame and see. All right, so this is the 4 hours time frame. Let me just mark out the zones. So what do I see as a possibility for gold? All right, first of all, let me say that this current movement on gold is a bit unsteady for me. All right, so I wouldn't be banking on it. As you can see, these candles too small, too small, too small. So I think I would rather settle for a retest of this zone. All right, I'd rather settle for a retest of that zone, okay? So that maybe peradventure we come back down here. All right, and then we can do something like this. Okay, and the reason why is because, I'm expecting to see some kind of liquidity grab around here. All right. I'm expecting to see some kind of liquidity grab around there. All right. Tap into the other block. Okay. And then we can push. We can push a lot higher than where we're currently at. Where we're currently at the moment. Is this clear, please? So this is gold, all right, or at least what I'm expecting or what I'm anticipating we get on gold this week. Okay, so probably the buy and then a drop and then we go back higher again. Okay, so that's a big possibility. All right, so the next one we want to look at, all right, we've looked at gold, Euro AUD. Euro AUD. For gold, I think it would be safe to watch out for gold, it will be safe to watch out for 1692.409, all right, and 1689.415, all right, for the reaction. Those are the boundaries of the other block that I just marked, all right. So you can just watch out for that and see how price reacts around that point. Okay, so Euro AUD. Euro AUD, yeah, Euro AUD gave us a reaction from the initial zone we were expecting. Maybe not as much as the kind of movement I had envisaged, but still quite manageable. All right, still quite manageable. Daily time frame, Euro AUD. People of God, this is the point where I want to say, to God be the glory. Because I think that we just might have found the best trade for the week. All right, that's perfect. Okay, so let's see. If you don't understand what I'm doing here, all right, don't freak out. All right, it's just me being me. All right, it's just me being me. Sometimes my analysis gets so fast that some of you can't follow. But please, just don't bother too much. All right, don't bother too much about the analysis. All right, just focus on what the result of the analysis is. Okay, and the result of that analysis is that we're anticipating a major sell. All right, Euro AUD. Okay, we might first of all see Euro come. Okay, sorry about that. I think I typed something. All right, so Euro AUD, I think we first of all might get to see in the reaction from here. All right, and then finally, I think this would be my final target. All right, this imbalance getting filled. Okay, after we must have taken out the liquidity over here. And as you can see, we have equal lows right there. So I think from off the top of my head, all right, from off the top of my head, I think this could be it. All right, at least this is a 1:22 risk to reward trade. All right, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a split one. Okay, 1:22, or maybe even as far as 1:25. All right, but I don't want to stretch my log too far. All right, so let's just stick with 1:22. All right, so this is Euro AUD. Thank you for requesting that pink fly. All right, it's a really good one. It's a really good one. S&P 500. I try my best not to work too much with these indices because some of them are just natural art breakers. All right, naturally, and it's not their fault. All right, it's because they are more fundamental in nature. Okay. So let's go to the daily time frame. Let's see what's cooking. Okay, so okay. Uh, all right. However, I think this imbalance is too good to ignore. All right? It's just too good to ignore. It's just over there sitting pretty, all right, and that could be something sweet for everybody. All right, so that's S&P 500. All right. I think you want to watch out more for buys, all right. But I think that where we are at the moment may not be able to give you that. Okay, might not be able to give you that. So what you want to do is maybe you want to watch out for this zone, all right, which is somewhere between 3861.38, all right, and 3822.95, all right, somewhere in that space, all right, within that zone. Okay, so the next one is NAS 100. As NASDAQ. US stock index, yeah, came into this zone, reacted a little bit, not as much as I would have loved it to, all right, but that's still fine. On the daily time frame, we're seeing price currently at this possible other block zone, okay? Okay, so let's quickly see if we have any solid pivot zones in that region. All right, so that's our POI. All right, and I think that we can also corroborate that with. Yeah, I think we can also corroborate that with this. Okay. So we can just see how all of this plays out, all right? But altogether, I think we might do something around this nature. All right. Okay. All right, so that's 100, all right, and I think you can see that zone there. All right, 11935.45 and 11850.36. All right, 11850.36. All right, the next one is Erika. All right, so let's quickly analyze Erika. Okay, I think I have to take off some of this jargon. All right, so this is EURCAD, all right, and I think that you recall that our bias for euro is still very bearish. All right, it's still very bearish. So as far as Erika is concerned, let us see what will happen to Erika. I've been begging her to get out of the toxic relationship. She refused. So now let us see, will Erika survive? Okay, so let's see. Which means that we might just get the reaction from that point, all right? Because that's the more likely option, all right? There's these two, anyways. All right, so basically we can just expect to see oh yeah, so let's see somewhere around the 764. All right, or let me use this, which would make it 882. All right, and then we can expect to see price deep lower. All right, so peradventure, if we see euro come back here, all right, against the Canadian dollar, all right, if we see that happen at all for any reason, okay, it means that from that zone we can almost be certain that we're going way low. All right, so can you see that? So that's what the setup is like for me right now on EURCAD. All right, so I think that settles the EURCAD situation. Yeah, I think that settles the EURCAD situation. We get a bullish impulse and then come all the way back down, all right, because it's really important that we get that. Okay, so that's EURCAD for you guys. The next one is volatility 100. I'll skip that for now. Let me go to EURJPY first. Oh my God. This is going to be another massive trade. Oh. Guys, please watch EURJPY as if it is owing you salary. Did you hear that? Watch it as if that is where you will collect salary for the month. Because man, this is going to be massive. All right, and I'm not mincing words about this. Let me explain what happened here. All right, price shot up, cleared all of this liquidity. All right, shot up into this other block. All right, which you can see is a Fibonacci expansion level for me. All right, I already marked out. But that's not all. You can see the reaction from that other block. You can see that. See the way Friday closed. Can you see the way Friday closed? It was a crazy rejection candle. All right, a crazy rejection candle. This is the weekly time frame. We've broken structure here. All right, we came back to retest this other block that gave us the break of structure after clearing liquidity. All right, and that means worst case scenario, we are coming all the way down here. My oh my, let me see. How many pips are we looking at there? Not much, but about 500, 600 pips. So like I said, guys, hold EURJPY like it is owing you salary. All right? Refine your entry. Get what will give you the confirmation that you need. And boy, squeeze the trigger. All right? Just eat it from all angles, from all sides. But I'm not asking you to be irresponsible about it, all right? Don't go all baby on it, all right? Don't become an omolokwe because of your salary, right? But this is one solid trade that I think I can boldly recommend. All right, might get to that other block, might not, but I think it should. And if it sure does, all right, if it does, oh my. It says bye-bye EURJPY. All right, once it does, just wait for the retest around that spot, okay? And matches perfectly. All right, so I think we're quite clear about this now. So EURJPY should come back into this zone, all right? You can see that we have that sweet thing going on. Whoa! I'm so excited. My favorite trades for this week will most likely be EURAUD and EURJPY. All right, EURAUD, EURJPY. I'm going to stalk them like, man. Okay, so I think I think you guys can still hear me, right? Okay, yeah, I think you can. NZD card. All right, I think that will be the last one for tonight. NZD card. Give me a minute. I'm trying to switch over my power source. All right. There's no consistent electricity in Nigeria, so. All right. Okay. So this is NZD card. All right. As you can see, NZD card already. It got to a pivot zone, broke out of it. All right. Came back for a retest. So let's check it from the daily time frame first. All right, on the daily time frame, I think that would be our order block. All right, on the daily time frame, and we're looking at this right here. Okay. So let's see what happens. Already we can see this is a liquidity graph. All right. Quite clean if you ask me. So all right, so I think this is my own expectation on NZD card. All right, it's quite bullish. All right, we want to see price get to this other block first, though. All right, and then from there we can be able to expect the bullish run that we need to see. Okay, you can go ahead and maybe do a bit more work on the other block or whatever it is you want to do. All right, but I think that. I think there's something worthwhile somewhere around there, okay? I think there's something worthwhile somewhere inside that zone. Yeah, so there's a possibility that it comes maybe this way, all right, and then we test and then maybe this becomes a breaker block that we retest, and then that's after we've broken it, though, broken it both ways, and then we can ride with it. Okay, let me quickly see if there's a pivot zone somewhere here, so that we can probably just capitalize on that instead. Okay, so that makes sense. So I think we have our zone already right here, just where I marked, right? However, during the week when this setup becomes a lot clearer, all right, we're going to look into it, okay, so that you guys can be able to understand it. King FK, if you notice, you see that what we've been looking at right now is mostly Forex pairs, right? We'll come to your request, okay? Usually, I don't do synthetic indices analysis on this during this session, all right? But I'm going to address it just so that you can be satisfied, all right? So we're going to look at, let me see. Sorry, I just saw this. Okay, so that means that we can expect NZD card to still go a bit lower before it goes higher. All right, so that's That's NZD card for you guys. All right, that's NZD card for you guys. Okay, so let me see if I can assist this young man with V100. Let's do V100. Let me see. Please hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. I think I have an announcement to make once we're done with this session, all right, so that you guys know some of the updates. Some of you missed the meeting, so just intimate you with some of the updates, all right. Okay. All right, that's good. And okay. So I think we have a zone right where we are right now as well. But there's a possibility that the pivot we're currently sitting on top of, all right, there's a possibility that it becomes the main man. As you can see already, there's another block there, right? This is trend line liquidity. Okay. This is also equal eyes liquidity, right before the other block. So, and we have this liquidity here, just sitting pretty. So what do I think would likely happen? Sorry, let me. Okay, let me check this. All right, already reacted. Maybe not so much. All right, so I think this is my own bias on V100. We could see price drop all the way down to this point. Okay, so have I satisfied you, Mr. What's his name? King FX. Are you satisfied now? Please let me know. King FK. All right, beautiful. So quickly, let me give the announcements that we wanted to, just give you guys. All right. Some of the updates that we've been preparing in the background that we wanted to just, be able to share with you guys so that you can partake of our enjoy and some of the progress that we've made so far. All right, I'm going to be showing you guys. We talked about the indicator for trading prop firm accounts that we recently put together for you guys. All right. So we're just going to show you what that indicator looks like, because there have been a lot of questions about it. People who want to know, oh, what's it about and all of that. Okay, so we're just going to show you a snippet, all right, of what it looks like so that your questions can be answered, all right, and you can make that decision whether you want it or you enjoy, having your trades go the way they are going at the moment, all right. It's absolutely a choice kind of thing, all right. We are never going to force anybody to make that decision, but I want to just encourage you, all right. I'll show you what it looks like, and then you can make that decision. So let me share MetaTrader platform. Okay, I'm coming, please. All right, so this is what it looks like. All right, you can see that currently on the 4 hours time frame, this is showing us a buy. All right, you see that it has shown, it shows the stop loss. Okay, let me see. Good. You see that it shows the stop loss. All right, this is the stop loss. This is the take profit, and there's a strategy that we have created for trading this this setup, such that your stop loss is going to be very, very tiny, all right, and then your take profit can be as high as possible, all right. Your take profit can be as high as possible. I'm going to show you also part of the additions that we have made, all right. If you're more of a long-term trader, can you see these arrows, all right? You can just follow the arrows for your trading, all right, and you will still be doing absolutely well, all right. You can see movements like this. You can see. So these are some of the developments. This is completely as free. All you have to do is plug this into your chart, all right. Once you have this set up on your chart, you understand the strategy that we trade with it. You can just trade whatever commodity it is that you have in mind. As you can see, this is a chart of synthetic indices, all right, which is one of the most difficult commodities to trade, all right, whether for people or for indicators or whatever, all right. But you can see that the arrows have been quite accurate, all right. As you can see right here, the arrows have been quite accurate. You can see this sell down here. This was a long sell. You can see this buy, these buys, the sell, the buy went, so you can basically just check through and realize that what we're offering you is not crap, all right, it's not bullshit. But because we don't want too many people interested, this is specifically for those who want to trade prop firm accounts, all right. You want to trade prop firm accounts, we'll show you how you can pass your prop firm account in just 1 week, all right. The first phase can be finished in just 1 week with very good risk to reward ratios, all right. No stress, all right. But if you also want to use it for synthetic indices, you can, all right. You really can, but it's still something that you have to learn the strategy that comes with the indicator, all right. Once you buy the system, we teach you the strategy, and then you can ride with it. This is Boom 1000. You can see how all the arrows have played out so far, all right. This is a non-repeating system, all right. You can see this is a current trade that is running. This is Boom 1000. You can see my entry. This was the point where the arrow came, all right. I entered quite late, but you can see that it is still in profit. I've locked my profit already, all right. And it is still showing us that this is where the take profit is supposed to be, all right. So why am I showing you guys all of this? Because I want to make trading easy for you, all right. So remember, the name of our brand is Easy FX, all right. We only focus on things that make trading easy for you. No stress, all right. No stress. This is not just an indicator that you buy and then we tell you bye-bye, all right. You buy the indicator, it comes with its own strategy. Very simple strategy, all right. Something that you can do in your leisure time and just set it up and just enjoy yourself, all right. But we have decided to limit how many copies we are going to be selling. All right. It's just $200 for 1 year license. All right. And the reason why is because if you trade a prop firm account with this, you're definitely going to make more than times 100 of the actual price you're buying it for. All right. However, the choice remains with you. It's completely up to you. All right. So we're going to leave you to make that decision. All right. Because it is your money and you should have the final say over how you choose to spend it. All right. So having said that, I want to say a big thank you to you guys. I'm going to turn off the share right now. All right. So that we can just talk briefly.